Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called People Now Trust Pawn Shops More Than Banks. Before we begin, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Now, let's get started. Some pawn shops are now reporting that their businesses have exploded so much that it's getting harder and harder for them to find and get inventory to sell. They say they have long lines of people coming in to pawn or sell something now. Apparently, people need to raise a lot of money, a lot of cash lately. We're guessing that the worse the economy gets, the more people will run to their nearest pawn shop to get some money. But that's causing a bit of a problem in and of itself. You see, the more people want to borrow money and the more demand there is, then the pawn shops lower the amount of cash they will give to their customers for the items they bring in. Years ago, you could get 50 cents on the dollar for something that you wanted to pawn at a pawn shop. Now, some pawn shops are paying people 20 to 25 cents on the dollar. Some are paying even less. One of the things we're noticing is that people don't trust banks as much as they used to. Who do they trust now? They trust pawn shops. Why is that? It's because pawn shops will give you cash. Have you tried to get large amounts of cash from a bank lately by borrowing it? What about getting a loan from your bank? That's also not as easy as it used to be. Another problem is that people suspect that some banks themselves are in serious financial trouble, and as a result, they're becoming less likely and less able to help their customers. What about credit cards? Can't people just start using their credit cards to borrow money? Well, a lot of credit cards are really cutting back on the amount of cash and their credit limits that they will give their customers. And their interest rates are getting crazier and crazier. Here's an interesting question for you. What happens if pawn shops get overwhelmed and have to cut back on the number of people they can help? Well, historically, what some desperate people have done under circumstances like this is that they turn to loan sharks on the streets. But that's never a good idea because if you don't pay them, everybody knows what happens. And it happens to you and may happen to your family. So some people will try and take some home equity loans out for some cash, but that's always dangerous because if you lose your job or the ability to repay the loan, they'll take everything from you. Some people will try and borrow money from friends and relatives, but that can be a problem in and of itself. It can go sideways down the road. I'll tell you something that's interesting. Some people who are a little shady believe that if the banks and the economy are in serious trouble, or they're preparing to take your money, then now is the perfect time for them to borrow as much money from the banks as possible just to ensure their own survival. Basically, they're saying borrow a lot of money that you plan to never repay. Now, we don't think that's a good idea, and we sure don't recommend it, but there are a lot of people out there who think that way. Also, no one really knows what the future holds or what will happen, but here's what we do recommend. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.